Hi everyone, we are the AlpsUP team who are creating tomorrow's innovative bivouacs. Today we want to make an interview with our teammate Riccardo, who came up with this idea 4 years ago, and now he became the designer and the architect of our team. So tell us about yourself, Riccardo.
Well, basically I start my life as a person who lives in the Alps, and for this environmental reason I was involved since I was a child in all the sport activities connected to the Alps, as climbing, hiking, snow ski, mountaineering and so on. And for this reason I experienced a lot of bivouacs and refuges in my life, and when I got my degree in architecture I began to get more and more interested in this specific field of the architecture. Also because there's the possibility to innovate a bit and a lot what is the use of the Alps for the sport activities and even for the sport heritage.
How did you create your first bivouac?
Well, my first bivouac, it's how to say, a family stuff. In some way my grandfather created the first bivouac in Vigolana, and after 50 years I got involved in this process to substitute it, and with this process of design, which involved me as a designer and customer from a certain point of view, because I was very close to the customer, I can see all the problematic of design a bivouac, from the minimization of the cost to the user point of view and request, which are more oriented to the ergonomic and the comfort of the structure itself. And for this I developed in these 4 years of the research and design the right know-how in order to export this experience to a large scale prototype that can be useful for all the Alps and in some way help this important heritage to be maintained and, how to say, be useful also for the future generation.
What was the most difficult thing when you are creating this?
The most difficult thing is to find the meeting point between what is the owner point of view and the owner possibility, economic possibility, and which is the user will about the bivouac, because if the user is more interested in what is the comfort, the ergonomic design of the interior spaces, the increasing of the space and the storage capacity and so on, also the thermic comfort evolution, it's important. For the customer, the problem is that this specific typology of building don't have any kind of economical income after built. So basically they are interested because the bivouac is the symbol of the alpine freedom, and also is a really relevant building in all the stuff which are connected to the alpinism and the most explorative theme of it. But the problem of the cost is relevant, so we have to find, and the most important point and the most difficult is to find a meeting point between what is the cost possibility of the owner and which is the price that we can sell to him. For this reason I think that the most important thing is that we can, how to say, produce a base model which every alpine club and every owner can have and can afford in order to substitute their structure, and then, for example, have other bigger, more comfortable models that can be improved where the owner possibility are more relevant.
How would you like to extend the usage of the bivouacs to the sport activities?
The usage of the bivouac for the sport activities is very important in the Alps, because if we consider the Alps as a natural pool, and we analyze the relationship between the people and the sport use of Alp and the younger generation, probably the bivouac is the connection that creates to enforce the physical network between the younger generation and the natural evolution of the sport from the explorative point of view to the one who is nowadays more common, which is connected to the competitive aspect, you know, all the trail competition, the climbing competition, the ski mountaineering competition, which are interesting a larger part of the population. And the free use of bivouac can enforce the relationship between the younger generation and the mountain. And this is really relevant for all the mountain bred that are working on it, because maybe it is their future market.
What are your future plans?
My future plan is to prototype a series of models that can be easily customizable and easy affordable for the owner in order to substitute all the bivouacs in the Alps, especially the ones who are most important for the alpinism point of view and which are suffering of most technological problem. And I hope that this action will enforce the relationship between the inhabitants of the Alps, the sport activities, and the mountain itself. And I think that this kind of heritage, which is very relevant, can't be lost. So I think and I believe in it, and I would like to do it.
Thank you, Riccardo.